have to do this. You don't have to be perfect, you know? That's not how life goes. You don't have to be a perfect person. I'm not a perfect person. So today I thought it would be really awesome to share my makeup that I've been loving, and it's pretty cool because a lot of it is drugstore makeup, which is always awesome. For foundation, I've been using a combination because I can never really just use one. If you know, you know. It's very difficult to find the perfect color, but with these, you can, you know, buy as many as you need and blend them all together. So I'm really loving these. This is the Maybelline, I think it's called Superstay, maybe. And I like the color Cappuccino, and then I mix it with this really incredible Youthful Glow Serum Drop foundation by Ulta. And so at the time that I got this one, I think I've mentioned it before in a short, that I think these were going for like maybe $5. So, I mean, I think I bought like at least 10. And I bought a variety of colors. This color is Tan Olive, and I mix it with the Cappuccino. So this has been really awesome because it's super lightweight. I actually don't even feel the makeup, and I can kind of use as much as I need without feeling like I'm wasting the makeup. I can kind of just blend it and, you know, do that kind of thing. So this is kind of my thing right now, and I'm really loving it. But basically, I thought it would be worthwhile to share that, and then also some of the other things that I like to use to kind of make the makeup set, because I do use some, you know, I don't use drugstore for my setting powders because I find that sometimes the drugstore setting powders just are not, they're not doing what they need to do, if I'm being honest. If there's one that anyone knows out there that's just an incredible drugstore setting powder, please share. But for me, the drugstore setting powders are not it, because they usually are like super chalky, and those are just the ones I've used. Like I said, if there's anyone out there that's really good, like, please let me know. But for me, I really love these Laura Mercier setting powders. And, you know, everyone kind of knows the translucent. I have so many of these. I love these. But this one is the Cosmic Rose, and it's so good just like for an overall kind of, you know, like sometimes makeup can look really, makeup can look really ghosty and really like, you know what I mean? And this powder, this Cosmic Rose powder, it has like a little shimmer in it that just, it's chef's kiss for me. I love it so much. So that's kind of what I like to use. I've mentioned before Juvia's Place for like, oh, by the way, I do have Juvia's Place. I love Juvia's Place, and I use Juvia's Place for like my lipsticks and things like that. I actually don't know where my Juvia's Place lipstick is right now. But phenomenal lipsticks, like 10 out of 10. Not even kidding. This one is the Sephora lipstick that I mentioned in another video, and I love, love, love this lipstick. It's so good. And for blush, I really love this Kiko Milano blush, and I think I've mentioned it before. Kiko Milano, I'm not sure if it's available in the US, but I'm sure you can find all of these things online. But Kiko Milano is a pretty popular brand overseas, and it's incredible. And their packaging is so good. So that's kind of what I use. Oh, this is like an oldie but goodie. This is like old school, and it's a drugstore find. It's the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and I love this one, especially if I'm just like doing my makeup for fun, you know? You can wear any of this makeup for like events or special, you know, days or whatever. It's not that the makeup isn't great. It's just like sometimes you don't want to, you know, when you're playing in makeup, you don't necessarily want to waste your really, really great makeup for just like going to Wawa or going to the grocery store. Although I actually don't mind, but you know what I mean. So the LA Girl Pro Concealers, those are amazing. You can get a ton of those for really, really good cost, and they're amazing. So yeah, check it out. And I'm gonna come back and kind of show you the process. Oh, by the way, I obviously am a person that lives for my accessories, and I'm super excited to share some of my favorite accessories and places that you can find some of my favorite accessories, and just like being able to get stuff that is a reflection of your personality and your mood. And because that's kind of what this is, you know, I feel like a lot of times, you know, it's really easy to feel like you have to do a certain thing, or you have to wear a certain thing, or you have to be trendy, or you have to do this, but you really just need to do what feels right. You know what I mean? So that's how you feel your best, is like you do what feels right. Even if like everybody else is doing the opposite. So that's just something I want to say. But basically my accessories, I'm obviously super obsessed about. There's something that like they're a huge part of my identity and like who I am as a person. I almost feel like naked without them. So, you know, I'm really excited to share some of the stuff I have in the works for some of the accessories that I have coming up. Okay, but basically I just take a couple pumps of this one and just a few drops of this one, and then I mix them together. It's gonna be so light and nice. And then I just go over my skin with this one. And trust the process, okay? But it looks like this. Anyway, so right now I'm working on kind of clearing up my skin, because right now it's a little bit blemishy. And for my girls out there that kind of have hormonal, I don't want to call it an attack, but for me a lot of times it's a hormonal attack. You know, it's like a constant process in like trying to figure out what can I do to not have my skin be a traitor. And obviously a lot of this starts with like diet, and a lot of it starts with, you know, kind of the skincare routine. I actually think a lot of it's, I know it's gonna sound crazy, but a lot of it is actually in your mind. And obviously we have to take care of ourselves. I'm not advocating that you can just not do that. But I guess the first order of business is like not accepting, like my skin is not a traitor. Like my skin, like I shouldn't have even said that. My skin loves me and my skin treats me well. And because it does that for me, I also want to treat it well. I want to drink more water, which something that is always like, God, I need to drink more water. But also I want to introduce things into my routine that are aiding in making my skin better. So one of those things would be moisturizing topically and internally, right? What I'm loving right now is sealing everything with nature's ingredients. So a lot of oils and, you know, I think it's one of those things that's become super taboo in like skincare and dermatology, is that, you know, oil is like clogging your pores. It's not good for you. And, you know, that's just not true. That's not what people in the past subscribed to. The humans that, you know, because what happens nowadays, if I'm being 100% honest, is that, you know, a ton of people kind of create problems so that they can sell solutions. And that's real. And sometimes we just have to go back to basics. You know what I mean? Sometimes we need to stop making things so complicated. And so that's why, you know, Priory Apotheca is doing that. You know, I'm kind of going back into all of the things that my grandmother taught me and that the people before her did. It's crazy, right? Like, I have to use so little. So those were these, and I'm loving these. These are 2 drugstore products that are super, super lightweight and super comfortable. And right now, obviously, I look really washed out. I actually really like to go in with a setting spray in between kind of applications, and definitely after I put down my powders. I told you the powders I'm going to use are these Laura Mercier powders that I love, and I kind of hoard these. They're so good. For the under eye, I like to use this one. My hack with doing my makeup so that I don't make too much of a mess every time is I love to collect plates, and I use my plates as like a space to do. So I tap a little bit of the powder like this on the plates, tap, tap, tap on the plates, and then I use the plates, and then I can, you know, wash the plates very well. So that's what I do to kind of keep things in order. But this is just the powder that I like that. This is the powder. And this is, like I said, the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I am obsessed. I have too many in my closet. But it just really finishes the makeup. I mean, you can have any drugstore foundation going on underneath, like these. And this will just elevate, take it up a notch, if you know what I mean. Takes it up a notch. And you kind of just bake it on there, and it sits and it looks phenomenal. Okay, so highly recommend, 10 out of 10. I know there's some others that are really good. I love banana powder. Ben Nye old school banana powder, so good. I also really love the Sasha Cosmetics Buttercup, I think it's called. I haven't had access to those in a while, but I have them somewhere, and those ones are great too. But just for the ease and, you know, availability, these are phenomenal. And then, like I said, I love this one because this one really gives this super, it's not a super shimmer, it's more like a glow vibe. So I like that for the glow vibe. Okay. And then Juvia's Place, which I've mentioned, you know, my lipstick, you know, I'm crazy about their lipsticks. This phenomenal contour palette, and I love this one. I have, they have a few ranges for this one. This one is oops. This one is dark, and I love this one. So I just take the shade that's on the top first. While I'm setting with the Laura Mercier, I take the shade that's on the top, and I go in like, you know, and just kind of bronze my face. I like a super bronzy vibe. That's kind of my thing. I think that might be a personal preference. Some people don't love that, but I take that first shade here, and I like to really bronze my face quite a bit with that. And then I take this shade on the bottom, and then I go over with this shade. Okay, like, am I giving, is it Geordie Shore? Lots of bronze. Okay, that's what I like. It also hides a lot of imperfections. The deeper you go, the less you see. Beautiful. So I do that. I also take a little bit of this. You can use your fingers. I'm trying to keep my fingers relatively clean right now so that I can, like, not make too much of a mess. But I also love this brush that I got. Actually, I don't know what the brush is called, but just with that one again, like this, I'm gonna dust that off. And while I have the powder on here, I just kind of do this whole thing right here. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know? Like, I think what happens with makeup application for a ton of people, why they feel overwhelmed by it, is that they get super, you know, concerned about how perfect you have to do. You don't have to be perfect, you know? That's not how life goes. You don't have to be a perfect person. I'm not a perfect person. So in this case, I just kind of bring it all around. And it's really fun to kind of do your makeup too with some camera lighting and some, you know, on camera, because you kind of see like, where do I need to, what dimensions do I need to create? It's like a painting, you know? So you go in here like this, boom, boom, boom. And you know what? I just thought about this, but I should have done this video in the opposite direction, but that's all right. We'll do it next time. We'll do another one. So we're just kind of coming in here with that color. It doesn't have to be heroic, and I go all the way around, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush. Remember I told you I tap all my powders on my plates that I collect, and I'm going to go in with that super beautiful shimmery Cosmic Rose, and I'm just gonna kind of bring that all around. So some people like to work on their eyes first. I prefer not to. If you know, you're a person that does like a ton of eyeshadows and things like that, I understand, because you don't want the fallout falling on your makeup. Bring this all around, okay? Like that. Blend, blend, blend. Ooh. Okay. Nothing's perfect here. We're just kind of, I'm going to go in on this side with a little bit more from the Juvia's Place. Okay. Juvia's Place. I'm just going to boom, boom. Look at that. And just blend it. Bam. Okay. So now this is when I would feel comfortable with my base, but if you really want to, you know, contour it out, I'm going to take a tiny bit of foundation on just the edge of the sponge, and I'm just going to take it down the center here so that I can kind of contour this back out. I'm going to take the other side of the sponge and just kind of blend that out. Okay, so it looks like that. Again, we're not trying to be perfect. I'm going to take a little bit more of the Laura Mercier translucent, and just with my finger, put a little bit on the plate again. On my finger, I'm just going to go down the center. I'll let this set. This is not like a super brightening yellow powder, but it does aid in whatever you put underneath it. Remember, I was telling you it works that way. So it looks like that. And then, just because I don't have my long nails on right now, which, by the way, my long nails are like a conflict, because I want to play the guitar sometimes, and then I want to have long nails other times. But since I don't have long nails on right now, and I found some napkins and alcohol, handy dandy alcohol spray to clean everything, I like to kind of just go in here and like blend everything out with my hands. Okay, so this is one of the really helpful, or this is one of the very beneficial things of doing the foundation base before you do any of the eyes or eyebrows, is that you can kind of just go around the entire face without interrupting your masterpiece of eyebrows or anything like that. And so this is just that Cosmic Love powder again that I love. Cosmic Love that I love. Cosmic Rose, it's not Cosmic Love. Cosmic Rose that I love, okay? So yeah, and right now I look washed out. Remember we were talking about looking washed out, but we're gonna fix that because we're gonna use setting spray to fix that. Not a super long lasting setting spray. By the way, I do have the Laura Mercier setting spray. It's great for setting the makeup, but it's not, for me, it's not great for giving the glow that I like. So I'm gonna show those two when I get back to that. So for me now, this is when I would probably go in with a little bit of liner and just kind of give myself a little bit more with trying to look like a person again, because you know when you put your foundation on, you don't necessarily look like yourself. It washes everything out. Like you have to draw your dimensions back in and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like lipstick is like the first thing we got to do when we're coming back to looking like ourselves. I'm just gonna add in this lipstick, which is not gonna be this is just like my base. I kind of always do this base thing before I put on the lipstick that I really want to put on, just to bring my lips back. But this is NYX, and I love NYX for having just kind of like a go-to, and you know, that lipstick or lip gloss that you're not like concerned about losing. Say I said tons of drugstore stuff that's going to just be your sidekick, be your best pal, allow you to kind of not take yourself so seriously, because that's the thing too, is like when you have a ton of drugstore makeup, you're not so concerned about practicing or doing any of that stuff, because you can just like, you know, you can be free. So, and that's it. Like I said, that's not to say that drugstore makeup isn't phenomenal and you can't use it for special occasions. I do all the time. I love drugstore makeup. I'm just saying, like, you don't have the commitment and with playing around. And these are good. When you find good drugstore, it is life-changing, okay? It's life-changing. I love it so much. Okay, so that's what I do. Now, some of these. So these are some Cliniques that I really like, which are kind of mid-range. And these are great. I like these for my contour. So I didn't do that today, but I love to use these to contour. This foundation is phenomenal. So if you find shades that work for you in this foundation, I highly recommend it. It's very, very good. The same goes, like I said, I probably have 10 of these. I just found a few more. These ones are open, but I have a ton that aren't open. You can find these for a good deal. I would totally get these. These are incredible. They're so lightweight and long wearing, okay? So lightweight, so comfortable. So lightweight, so comfortable, so long wearing. So I would recommend those. Then I was saying this Maybelline. I only have one of these because I actually bought it at Walgreens on clearance. And I'm heavily impressed. LA Girl Stuff Eats, okay? The LA Girl Stuff Eats, love it. These Marc Jacobs Extra Shots, I don't know if these exist anymore. So good. I think I have a few that are still not open, so I'm very happy to use those. I know the girls love MAC, and MAC is, you know, kind of old school, but it's so great. And these foundations are really incredible too. I just don't really reach for them as much because they are incredibly opaque and a lot more serious than I kind of do on the daily, but they're really great. Right now I'm really loving just like kind of creamy foundations that feel, I think I just got this. This is this Wet n Wild stick. Wet n Wild, let me tell you, so good. This lipstick is pretty damn good. 333 Make-A-Wish. This lipstick is Maybelline's lipstick, and it's super comfortable, and it actually smells pretty nice, so I like that. And of course, I was talking about these before, these Juvia's Place lipsticks are everything. So